fifth and final day of the week, walking to work every single day, sun's out, wasn't going to do it today, but let's do it anyway, let's see what happens. So right now I feel quite weird because I'm walking through the park where I usually walk to work every single day, and being the fifth day, I thought that today I'd take a camera with me and put together another vlog. Some of you might have seen sort of earlier in the week that I put a vlog together just to sort of see what it was like, and I've watched a few today, this morning, looked at a few like vlogging tips and stuff, and thought if you want to do this seriously then you need to give it a go, and you need to be sort of confident with walking in public with a camera and talking to yourself. And at the minute I'm walking the long way around the park because the way I usually walk it, so I usually try and take the quickest route because I'm lazy, but because it's a nice sunny day, there was a couple of people walking the dog, and I was thinking if I end up if I want to do this, I need to be able to sort of talk to myself and not look like an idiot at the same time as not having two people sort of walking in front of me with the dog looking around thinking, who is this guy and what is he doing? So I'm going the long way around just to do this little bit, so this is probably going to add 20 or so minutes onto my journey. I've not been this way for a long time. It's a great day, and it's a good way to sort of clear your head and think about a few things and just sort of do something a little bit creative. I thought there was something behind me then, but there's just a bin back there because I'm wearing these sunglasses. I thought the bin was a person. Very random, I know, but anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot of walking today because it's Friday, and usually on a Friday myself and another one of my work colleagues, if you can put it that way, usually go to like a local college and do a workshop with them, but today they're on a trip, so we're not going there today, which means I've got a spare afternoon. And because sort of the business is relatively new, I thought what I'd do is get a few leaflets made and send them round. The worst thing about sort of sending them round is you can either do it by post, which will cost you a bob in stamps, or do it in person. That's sort of the reason behind walking every day, to get fit enough to do it and to be able to motivate myself to do it. But also as well, it does make you think you're pushing leaflets through people's doors. If you was a person picking up the leaflet, what would you do? Well, I know what I'd do. I'd probably pick it up and throw it in the bin. So it's a very sort of random thing to do, and there's probably a 1 in 10 chance that someone might actually read it, never mind actually sort of email or call or get involved. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm sort of coming back into a more public bit now, so I should probably turn this off, put it in my pocket and pretend that I'm just a normal rambling guy with headphones in and walk on. Hopefully there's a little park sort of just over there, sort of somewhere with some swings on. I'm a massive kid, so I'm thinking that I might go and sit on the swings for a little bit and kill a little bit of time and have a bit of a rest, because this being the fifth day that I've been doing this, I've got blisters all on my feet and it's absolutely killing. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm going to put this away now before I get a few funny looks and start to lose my confidence in it, so see you later. So yeah, I just sort of walked past the swings. I thought I'd try and get vloggy and sort of get a shot of them, as if to say, this is the swings, and then cut to a shot of me on them. And then just as I'd finished taking the shot of the swings, two sort of council guys sort of came up, like planning guys. I was originally going to sort of wait for them to walk past, and then they walked sort of straight onto this park where the swings were where I was going to sit, so a little bit disappointed by that. And then I walked past, and despite the fact that I've sort of walked this way, same way for the past sort of 5 days now, I saw a golf course. I never realised there was an actual golf course there, so I tried to take some sort of shots of the golf course, but there was people playing on the golf course, and also like hedges, which were a little bit taller than me, so I'll have a look at the shots when I get to my office, and if they're really good then you'll see them, but if they're not then you won't. Sort of slowing down and stopping myself from talking now because these people sort of walking the dog ahead of me. And like I said, sort of in the last clip, I don't want to sort of come across as this weird person stood talking to a camera. Also, I find it very difficult not to sort of sing at the minute because in my headphones, don't know if you can actually hear it for that, but I've got my girlfriend's iPod and she's got like literally the whole back catalogue of McFly. I'm a massive McFly and Busted fan, so I've got them pumping out really loud at the moment and I really want to sing along, but I'm not going to do it because that's weird. Well, so's talking to a camera really when you're on your way to work, but there you go. Anyway, I was sort of thinking over the last little bit where I was just walking, I've seen loads of people walking the dogs today as they are now, and it reminded me sort of how much I actually miss my own dog, Jazz. She was like, let me get this right, a golden retriever Labrador Collie cross. Don't ask me how that works because I've got no idea, but she was an absolute mental dog. I loved her to bits. Like, got her when just after my grandma died really. Would have probably been what, 6 or 7. She was this puppy, and first time I saw her I was sort of, when I was younger I was quite the loner kid and didn't really have many friends and sort of quite shy and retiring, and she was my uncle's, she was a puppy of my uncle's sort of dog, so went round to his house, had a look at the puppies and stuff, and they were all running around except for this one dog sort of stood on her own. Just had a funny look off a woman walking her dog, sort of looking at me as if to say, why are you in a camera? Looking at a camera, talking to yourself. God, there's more people as well, I'm going to have to stop this in a minute. Anyway, she was sort of there. All her brothers and sisters were running around and she wasn't, and she sort of put her head up, looked over, came over to the little young Craig and put a head on my knee. And my dad, I think he wanted he'll probably say that I'm wrong because he always does, but I'm sure he said that he wanted a male dog because the dog we'd had before was a female, so he wanted a male. And I just went, I want this one. I was so insistent that I wanted that dog. We got her, brought her home, and then the first time that I sort of played with her at home was when she came home and she nipped me playfully on my hand, and that made me so upset because I was like, I just want to be playful with this dog, and I thought she'd bit me and she was vicious, but she wasn't. She turned out to be the best dog of it. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because, as you can probably see behind me, there's people sort of looking at me like I'm a mentalist. I'm just about to come onto the main road as well, so last thing I want is sort of cars driving down behind me looking at me gone out as if to say, who are you, what are you doing, and not concentrating on the road because, you know, safety and all that stuff. So this is probably the riskiest part because I feel so uncomfortable doing this now. When you're walking through the woods it's not as bad because you can sort of, you don't expect to see many people in there if you go sort of the long way around. So now I'm walking down on the main road to Berry Hill in Mansfield, which I've walked down for the past 5 days. It was quite busy at the top, but it's gone quite empty except for a few cars coming up. I'm just gonna like, they won't see me like that, it's all good. Well, they probably did, but anyway. So yeah, I'd say one of the less quieter parts of my journey now, to be fair, but still only a few cars walking down. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Jazz. So my dog Jazz, I've had her since, well, I had her since a very young age, probably about 7 or 8, 6, 7, 7 or 8, somewhere around that time. And sadly she was put down in 2012, so nearly 3 years now, it'll be 3 years in September. Miss her every day. Was sort of my childhood friend growing up, as you can probably tell I didn't have many. And yeah, seeing all the people sort of walking the dogs and stuff makes you realise sort of about wasted opportunities and things. I mean, that park, the 2 parks that I've walked through this morning, like you've already seen, sort of are really close to my house. And there was a couple of years ago sort of where my dad was working abroad, so it was just sort of me and the dog, and she wasn't sort of that bothered about going on walks and stuff, but I didn't take her nowhere near as much as I should have done. The only sort of times I took her was sort of like a walk to the shop or something like that. Never took her around those parks, and probably should have done, because just sort of seeing, you know, people in their 30s, 40s sort of walking with a dog, nice day like this, seeing the excitement on the dog's face as they sort of leg it across the field to chase a ball and stuff. It's sort of simple things like that which you sort of miss out on. When I think about it now, there's loads of sort of sunny days where she'd just be sort of laid on the back garden. In fact, I've got a great picture of her sort of laid outside the back door in the sunshine, just sort of looking up at me as if to say, walk. And I'm just like, way too hot, love. And it's sort of days like that which you miss out and you think, oh, I should have took you for a walk. I've just seen the Slates ground in the distance. I'm going to cross over so I can show it you. And I've just sort of had a quick wander of my phone as well, and realised there's going to be another signing later on today, so it gave me an idea for a vlog. Should I do a Stags vlog? I don't know. I'm going to try and get it in sort of the background, but I can't really see. You can see Mansfield in the distance. It's down there somewhere. I'll turn around and show it you. There it is, look, the mecca of football. Best place in Mansfield. Stags ground. They're going to make a signing later on, and sort of a lot of fans on Facebook and Twitter and stuff are all saying like it should be Matt Green. I'm hoping it is. It'd be great to see him come back. Obviously scored loads of goals when we were in the conference, pretty much single-handedly took us up in sort of some people's opinion. Probably true, to be fair. Without his goals, we wouldn't have got nowhere near us as far as we did, especially the one at Hereford. No, I'm not going to play the clip of my commentary with the goal. Not going to happen. Police cars just driven past me as well, thinking, can you get out? Shit, can you get arrested for like walking in public with a camera pointing it at yourself? I don't know. I feel like really uncomfortable. Anyway, apparently Matt Green was on like quite a bit of money at Birmingham, which you'd expect for a championship club. And obviously, as a footballer of sort of his age and his time in his career, after like a couple of seasons on the sideline through injury, you'd sort of expect him to go to a higher league club, try and play as high as he can and try and, you know, whilst in sort of his prime sort of thing. But you never know, Murray might be able to pull something out of the bag. I just hope that if he doesn't sign, and it does sort of turn out to be some like nondescript striker that no one's ever heard of, that the fans aren't too disappointed by it. I think Murray's obviously got a bit of a budget to work with. It's going to be a tight one. I don't think there'll be any difference between Murray's budget and Paul Cox's budget. I think it'd be interesting to see what he sort of comes up with. Chapman signing yesterday, again 50-50 split on the message boards and stuff. It was great when he was here before, can pass a ball, no doubt, like players like Jack Thomas will learn from him and stuff, but where does that leave Clements and Maguire, who's also signed a contract extension this morning, which is great? Where does it leave the likes of them? Does it mean the kids will sort of keep coming through or not? Be interesting to sort of see, but I think Murray's assembling so far anyway, from the two that are signed on in Chapman and Maguire's extension, he's seems to be putting together a club that of players that sort of want to be here and want to play for the club, which is something which we've definitely missed over the last couple of seasons. You can probably hear sort of more and more cars sort of going past and coming down anyway. It's because I'm near the bottom of that hill now, which means I'm pretty much halfway there, halfway to work. And I've realised that in a vlog, like top tips, you need to sort of have some sort of structure. That's really not happened with this, has it? It's gone from me randomly talking in the park, trying to avoid people, to me sort of not caring now as all these vans and cars come down, and going from one thing talking about my dog to talking about sort of stags because I saw the ground. I wonder how many more random things will sort of open themselves up. That's if I even begin to film. I don't think I'll film anything in town centre, that'd just be way too weird. Anyway, we'll see what happens. See you later. Jesus, that was super awkward. The only bit where I've been walking and there's been loads of people to dodge. It's right in a park because you can sort of get away with it, but on a main road it's not so much. Anyway, this is the last bit of the journey. Literally outside the building now, so I'm going to go in a second, just waiting for a car to pass. And I'll turn the camera. I would turn the camera around and show you the signage, but I fear I'm going to stop. So anyway, across the road we go, and see the flats behind me. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you'll have noticed that I'm holding a smoothie. There's a reason for that, and I'll come on to that in a second. But 3 things that I've accomplished this week, which I'm quite proud of in a stupidly weird sort of way. Number 1, it's Friday, so this is the last day of actually walking here. I didn't think I'd do it sort of on Monday. Did it because looked in my wallet, I didn't have any money, had a bit of change, but I thought if I pay sort of change today, I'm gonna have to pay the rest of the week and then that'll put me off. So it was a nice day, and I thought sod it, I'll have a go, do it for a laugh. Tuesday I enjoyed it on Monday, so I thought, oh, I'll see if I can do it again. Wednesday it was well, it's the middle of the week now, still haven't got any change on me, get on with it. It was a beautiful day as well on Wednesday. Yesterday I thought, well, we might as well do it. There's only one more day to go, including obviously as well as today. But it was a little bit windy, but I ploughed on through it. And then this morning I thought, because it's the end of the week, I'll catch a bus, because it looked quite overcast and then the sun came out, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to do it. And not only am I going to do it, I'm also going to take a camera along with me, which is sort of what I was talking about at the very start. I'm now right outside my office, made it here 5 days a week, walking from home. For me, who catches a bus and gets lifts all the time, it's a great achievement. Second achievement was this, doing a vlog, because as I said at the start, and as you've probably noticed from all the clips, talking to a camera at the best of times on your own is quite weird, and when people are looking at you doing it, that's even weirder. I never didn't think I'd be able to do it, but here it is, and hopefully you're watching proof of it. I'm also going to write a blog about vlogging, which is going to be quite weird. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a link to the blog in the description box, and if you're watching this sort of on the website, obviously I've embedded the video in the blog, so thanks for reading and thanks for watching. If you've just watched, then go and have a read, and if you're just reading, well, if you're just reading, then that won't make sense. Anyway, but thanks for watching, really do appreciate it. Third and final thing, hence this. Okay, this is a smoothie. I don't usually try new things. I thought on the way here I'd get a sausage cob from Brimbles in town, which I do every other day. And I thought, I had £3.50 in my pocket, and I saw these, the cobs were on offer at £1, so I had £2.50 left, and I saw these fruit smoothies for £2.25, so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to try one. I looked at the top of the board and it said Strapple. Yeah, I know, which is strawberry and apple. It's also got orange juice and banana in it as well. I thought, well, I like 3 out of the 4, so I'll give it a try. First thought, sorry, it's very sweet, but it's also quite warm. And on a warm day, the one thing I wanted was something that's cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the fridge inside the office, and I'm going to have it later on. But here I am anyway, outside the Broadcast and Achieve office. Got some work to do now, so that's it really. Thanks for watching. Whether I'll do this again or not remains to be seen. But yeah, have a great weekend, and keep checking back on the website and on YouTube to see if I do any more of these. And well, let's go inside. See you later.